protest.
What is?
Not protest government here.
People protesting.
They're not protest government here.
A few years ago, you guys have
The intelligent government here.
What did make it intelligent?
What say? What are you trying to say? I'm trying to tell you that government here not noise make here. Not no government here, man.
Why you saying that? Why you saying that?
So what do you say about the whole project beginning now?
I said that go sit down. The play will pepper them with that something.
No. Don't go. Why you telling them for?
I'm telling them.
People ready to protest.
They call them to come there.
People say they're coming.
People say they're coming, oh man, they're getting plenty. They're getting plenty.
Why you coming? So why you want to put the pepper there?
Why you want the police to pepper them?
They coming.
Oh yeah, okay, when they come. Okay, that's about the bread. Why you going to the bread, man? Why you doing the bread? Why you getting the bread?
We are major.
Ha.
So we see you. Why you want a lot of bread?
Where your grandchildren? Where your grandchildren?
That don't hear you about grandchildren bread.
Corona.
Why you gonna do it around here? Why you gonna do it around here? Why you gonna do it around here?
Why you gonna do it around here?
I'm gonna go harm myself. I can't harm myself.
Okay. Where you working, sir?
Where you working?
Where you working, sir? Where you working?
Where you working?
Why you bring a brown protest? Where you working?
I can't harm myself.
Why you bring a brown protest, man?
No, man.
But where you working? Where you working?
Somebody say you gonna join the protesters.
Where you working? Somebody say you part of them.
Every cabinet official works at the will and pleasure of the presidency. So if he's running away, who will we give the petition to? He's running away on purpose. We challenged that cabinet. We told you that cabinet is not withstanding his law.
So when a protester stay at the mansion, if the president is not running with the petition?
What I've said we are going to the mansion, the police will release our truck. We have for almost 1 hour waiting for the truck. The truck police, we are proceeding there.
Stands leader Morba Molu.
The senior political advisor to His Excellency Joseph Yuma Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, but also happy to be the spouse of the Speaker.
Lensman can say no, that other concessionaires is there, another concessionaire is there, another concessionaire is there. So no any company can be allowed to go to Green Crew. Our people are suffering, our people in their villages, we don't get roads, we don't get water, we don't get anything in our company, in our county. These resources, since government cannot do all, are intended to improve the lives of the people. And that is why we were happy, excited, and work with the government to go into this arrangement. Unfortunately, the company is behaving like this. And I'm pleading with the Senate, the Liberia Senate, to use all of the apparatus that are with the responsibility to really call this company to a book, to a check, so that if they cannot really continue working with the government through this concession, it can be cancelled and given to another company that is prepared to go to Green Crew, so that our people can be relieved from the difficulty they are going through. The people of Green Crew are suffering. They are part of our counties closed, no road. And government cannot do all. You see all the other counties, the concessions we are carrying there, see how they are helping the government to improve the lives of the people. Green Crew people are highly disappointed. They are asking the Liberian Senate to do what they can, indeed, to bring this company to a book. Thank you. That's why I wrote the letter.
Three questions.
Yes, so thank you. My name is Archie Bowen, and I report for the Meridian newspaper. Senator, thank you so much. Well, before bringing out this communication,
What is?
Not protest government here.
People protesting.
They're not protest government here.
A few years ago, you guys have
The intelligent government here.
What did make it intelligent?
What say? What are you trying to say? I'm trying to tell you that just a walk out come here and noise make here. No come here, man.
Why you saying that? Why you saying that?
So what do you say about the whole product?
I said that question now. The play was out. We were better than what I saw.
Don't go. Why you telling them for?
People ready to protest.
Because they're coming.
People want to come here, oh man, they getting plenty. They getting plenty.
So why you want to put a pepper there?
Why you want the police to pepper them?
They coming.
Okay, when they come. Okay, that's not what the bread. Why you going to the bread? Why you doing the bread? Why you getting the bread?
We are major. Intelligent.
So we see you. We see a lot of bread. Where your grandchildren? Where your grandchildren? That time you about grandchildren bread. Corona.
But why you gonna do it right here? Why you gonna do it right here? Why you gonna do it right here?
Why you gonna do it, Ryan? Where you working, sir?
Where you working?
Where you working, sir? Where you working?
Where you working?
Why you bring a brother protest? Where you working? Why you bring a brother protest, man?
No, man.
But where you working? Where you working?
Somebody say you got 20 protesters.
Where you working? Somebody say you part of them.
You got 20 people to protest.
You're not working, they're taking pay.
They come here. Now we are going. You said it now. They're selling in your phone. The other come. You will wait for it before you get it.
So tell me where you working?
So where you working?
Where you working at?
I working the economic Franco.
Oh, economic Franco. What economic Franco? Why you doing that? Why are you doing that?
I come tell you.
You working at economic Franco? You working at?
What a generator that you can miss people work.
Okay. What can I start? What are your position to the economic Franco? Why are position there? What are you doing there? What are you doing there?
The West
you didn't even call it why you doing there, they said.
So we were there for 6 years. The what Joseph Waka doing for 2 years, for 2 years, and more than the 6 years, man.
I don't know. I don't know. The poor one know what kind of way you doing.
What kind of way you doing?
Why your power? What may a battle? What may a battle?
Before Joe Waka win.
So that free way. That's how your farm. Your farm. So you get free money.
No farm again.
No. You're not doing farm again. Why get comment order?
You are signing up. I attend to my so you want to tell me I'm broken?
No, we don't see a broken, but the problem is expensive.
You want to tell me that they break and buy me?
By day,
break and buy me.
By day, you say you working on economic Franco. What are you doing there?
Why are you doing that?
You can't say that there's space.
Why?
And the people ready to protest.
The red. Let it come. You will see that there's space.
Yeah, so that's the voice of Bwagada Bebe. That's a common name people know for in Liberia, Bwagada Bebe. So guys, we are here today to bring you.
Lensman can say no. The other concessionaires is there. Another concessionaire is there. Another concessionaire is there. So no any company can be allowed to go to Grand Crew. Our people are suffering. Our people in their villages, we don't get roads, we don't get water, we don't get anything in our company, our county. These resources, since government cannot do all, are intended to improve the lives of the people. And that is why we were happy, excited, and work with the government to go into this arrangement. Unfortunately, the company is behaving like this. And I'm pleading with the Senate, the Liberia Senate, to use all of the apparatus that are with the responsibility to really call this company to a book, to a check, so that if they cannot really continue working with the government through this concession, it can be cancelled and given to another company that is prepared to go to Grand Crew, so that our people can be relieved from the difficulty they are going through. The people of Grand Crew are suffering. They are part of our counties closed, no road. A government cannot do all. You see, all the other counties, the concessions we are carrying there, see how they are helping the government to improve the lives of the people. Grand Crew people are highly disappointed. They are asking the Liberian Senate to do what they can, indeed, to bring this company to a book. Thank you. That's why I wrote the letter.
Three questions.
Yes, so thank you. My name is Archie Bowen, and I report for the Verity newspaper. Senator, thank you so much. Before bringing out this communication, were you able to have gone to the authority, regulatory authority like the Ministry of Mines and Energy, to know as to the status of this company?
We have invited the Ministry of Lands and Mines on many occasions. They will tell us either the company is not here or give it flimsy excuses that cannot really prove any reason why the company has not started. And that is why we resorted to write this letter.
2FM.
Yes, Senator, my name is Corey Skanga. For Truth FM. I'm concerned about the major benefits that the three affected counties supposed to get if the company start immediate operation. 2, were there any political or economic interests, that previously shielded the concession from scrutiny?
When you say scrutiny, normally I think you are being reporting for your institution here. Whenever a concession is being investigated by the legislature, not only the Liberian Senate, most time we can't invite the concessionaires. We invite the agents of the government, the Ministry of Mines and Energy, in this case, the National Investment Commission, the Finance Ministry, all of the relevant ministries based on the sector are invited to convince us whether they've done due diligence to the capacity and what would be the benefit when government forge this partnership with it. They can convince us. They can tell us. And when they tell us, government, that collaboration, that their responsibility. So when they convince us, then we ratify. And that's how it is. And so when the people are falling short, these are the same people we can invite. These are people, this is a company that you said was going to do X, Y, Z. They are not doing it. You can't see any good reason that they are giving.
Some of the benefits.
The benefit was normally when a company is in the country, the government gets revenue. Yes, our domestic revenue mobilization is increased from its operation. Not only that, it creates employment opportunity for our citizens. Not only that, they provide social corporate responsibility to the affected county, the affected communities. All of these things are outlined in the agreement. Unfortunately, this company just fall flat on all of these. Nothing they are doing. Very, very disappointed about their attitude.
Senator Nelson Coley from Spoon. The communication, you started on a very good note. You've been engaging your colleagues, and now the communication has gone to judiciary. What were your expectations when you started this fight? Did you expect that this?
A pleasant good evening, and it's a great way to welcome all of you to the round table. Today is December 18, 2025, and few days to Christmas, approximately 6 days or 7 days to Christmas. We'd like to say welcome to tonight's presentation. And basically, we are going to run through with some great talking points tonight on the program. Elijah Ricks, thanks for joining us, and thanks to all of our viewers there watching us both on YouTube, Wiz TV, and on Facebook, Wiz TV as well. Basically, we saw the House of Representative concurring, let's say the House of Senate concurring with the House of Representative tonight. We saw a few other uh, bill being passed just 4 minutes past 9 p.m. 4 minutes past 9 p.m. There was a sitting that lawmaker passed two other bills. We will talk about that uh, quickly before we get into one of our major talking points on the program. So again, like I said, we will talk about these things, and then we can be able to basically look at our talking point there from yesterday protests by Stan. Stan had its protest on yesterday, calling on the government of Liberia to be able to basically focus on things they said the government wasn't done right. So let's look at few bills that the House of Senate concur with the House of Representative. You know, we got a few days to Christmas, and these people uh, was busy and quick to, you know, look at a few things, including the draft national budget. So we saw the House of Senate National Legislature, which is the House of Representative, on the passage of the rental and total energy agreement and made procedure dispute and lawmakers resistant. So the representative on this, and exactly we want to come in depth with some of what we know about this, and then they also agreement initially talking that agreement, but then the two houses concord, and the 25-year agreement will allow the transport of Guinean iron ore through Liberia via the Yekapa Buchanan Rail and the port of Buchanan, with the concession years required to expand rail capacity and upgrade port facilities. So we might see the port of Buchanan being upgraded, uh, and the rail as well. We might see some upgrading that. So that's exactly what exactly we saw coming in, and we saw 20 senators voted in support of this passage, 4 abstained, and 1 senator against. 20 of the senators voted for the passage, and we saw 4 of them abstain from the agreement and say, "Oh, me, I get nothing to say. My hand ain't sir." And one of them said, "No, for me, I totally disagree with the passage of this agreement." And you know, just a little background on the offshore Ivanhoe's agreement thing. And you know, we we understand that Total Energies is a French energy major company, and they've been awarded full production sharing contracts covering offshore blocks LB6, LB11, LB17, and LB29. These were concluded following the 2024 lessening around, and the agreement includes commitments such as 3D seismic survey and potential future explosion. And Oranto as well was being LB15, LB16, LB22, and LB24, and they are planning to roughly invest around 12 million bonus and projected 200 million per block. So that's exactly and what we know that about this entire rental deal, and Ivanhoe as well. And so right after this, we saw a release from the 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 senator there, and I want to display his photograph and a community senators. He said today the Liberia, Oriental Petroleum, and Total Energies have voted for Total Energies and against Oriental Petroleum, but both agreement passed. It joined the executive in squandering a critical opportunity to uphold the standards that Liberia's petroleum sector urgently needs. This, he said, it sends a dangerous message that in Liberia, pepper guarantees can substitute for proving technical performance in acquiring petroleum rights. Even the signature bonus, a mandatory one-time payment, has been diluted into a 4-year installment plan. No evidence of rental competency or producing assets. In reviewing the rental agreement, the Senate found no evidence that Oriental Petroleum has ever successfully executed frontier phase exploration activities. Instead, the executive presented a guarantee statement from Atas Petroleum to cover Oriental's obligation in Liberia. Moreover, claims that Oriental Petroleum Limited has producing assets in Equatorial Guinea were found to be inaccurate. Evidence presented to the Senate showed that Atlas Petroleum International, not Oriental, holds operating interests in or producing assets in Equatorial Guinea. The record further confirms that ATAS and Oriental are distinct companies with different operational roles, approving petroleum rights without verified technical capacity sets a dangerous precedent, a singular store on their that's unqualified companies that in Liberia's petroleum sector, paper guarantees can replace proven competency and operational track record. He says selling us short in the signing bonus. Equally concerning is the restructuring of the signature bonus. A mandatory 15 million payment for 4 blocks has been split into installment with only 5 million payable within 4 months of ratification. The remaining 10 million is tied to future events upon acquisition of new seismic data, which section 4.1 of the contract estimates may occur at the end of the second year and upon approval of the first exploration well, which Section 3.1 projects in fourth year after ratification by accepting 4-year plan for an obligation that should have been settled upfront. The Senate joined the executive in weakening Liberia's negotiation position and creating incentives for speculative behavior in the petroleum sector. He said, lightening the legal exploration period. The agreement also raises serious legal concerns regarding the exploration period. Section 21.1 of Liberia's petroleum law clearly limits the exploration phase to 7 years, with extension guaranteed only after work commitments in earlier years are fulfilled. This framework is consistent with petroleum regions across the region, including Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria. However, this agreement grants Oriental a 10-year exploration period in violation of the law. With that, the divisions send the wrong singular and reopen Liberia's petroleum basin to unqualified companies whose business model is to acquire, hold, and flip blocks rather than explore and develop them. The agreement creates no safeguards against such practices. Instead, the Senate joined the executive in accommodating this business model by accepting a mediocre share of the proceeds when blocks are flipped. That is not a safeguard, it is an incentive. In addition, 3 years guaranteed to rental in violation of the petroleum law. The 4-year payment plan for the signature bonus and the reliance on paper guarantee in place of proven competence have positioned Liberia as a jurisdiction willing to compromise best practice for the short term convenience of a businessman and his allies. Okay, so this is the senator's own opinion about the this is the senator's own opinion about the due, and that's exactly what Senator Amara Conan had to say. He signed for Total Energies, but didn't sign for the rental due. Something he thinks that does not mean well for Liberians, and basically a lot of lapses and flops, and the Senate concur with the president to be able to have such an initiative moving smoothly. So again, that's exactly what we saw just tonight. Two bills or concession agreement were being concurred by the Senate with the House of Representatives, and we're hoping to see how that goes and how it plays up as well. And basically, our system, and with all of this, the senator said, just tells you how vulnerable we stay out as a country and as people as well that are ready to make some wonderful impact. It tells you how great this nation is, but yet we still try to put ourselves in a position that the people can suffer. You know, with all of these lapses, showing papers that do not belong to you know to you, and So here are the senators that voted yes on the both dues, Total Energies and Oriental Petroleum. You have Edwin Snow, Senator Edwin Snow, Senator Darius DeLong, Senator Emmanuel Zopenon, Senator Boti Kanen Batikwa, and others. Supporting Total Energies and voted no on Oriental, you had Nathaniel McGill and Amara Corner. Voted no on both deals, you have Blipo Brown, Maryland, Bezonga Finnegan Basser, Wellington Jevon Smith Riverses, Bill Twawe Riverses. You know, senator that voted with all along debate was, Senator Albert Chie pushed for this approach due to, time limit. Said, yeah, we have to do it fast, and exactly it was done as swift as it could have been done. But that is it. 2 deals, 2 concession agreement being concurred with the House of Representatives by the Senate, and we hoping to see some great changes and progress as we all cry for these kind of progress and changes in our country. We hoping to see the step and the development this will bring to our country, Liberia. So that's exactly what it is. And let's get to let me yeah. I have to bring this. Let me bring some of these things that happen. And yeah. Let me bring this.
Every cabinet official waits at the will and pleasure of the presidency. So if he's running away, who will we give the petition to? He's running away on purpose. We challenged that cabinet. We told you that cabinet is not withstanding his law.
So when protesters stay at the mansion, the president is not running to seek a petition.
What I've said we are going to the mansion, the police will release our truck. We have for almost 1 hour waiting for the truck. The truck police, we are proceeding there.
Stands leader Morva Molu.
Running away, who will we give the petition to? He's running away on purpose. We challenged that cabinet. We told you that cabinet is not withstanding his law.
So when protesters stay at the mansion, the president is not running to seek a petition.
What I've said we are going to the mansion, the police will release our truck. We have for almost 1 hour waiting for the truck. The truck police, we are proceeding there.
Stands leader Morva Molu.
So the president respectable member of his office and decision maker. Minister of State. Minister of State comes, so that is up to him. I'm going to check the thing. We want to see him. We want him to come.
And then what would be your recommendation if you have the opportunity to say this is I'm talking to Waka to tend to the
We are crying. We are crying too much oil in it. You should not make them our name with the trouble African question. And the trouble taking over the country. What kind of made a statement? They go on. And I defend myself. I will live with the devil.
So you listen to highlights from yesterday. Stand solidarity for a new day. Stand enough is enough. Lead or leave. And I'll bring photographs as well. And I want for us to go bit by bit into the entire conversation because I know when we start to talk about it, people will say, "Oh, it is good that we want to bring these photographs." So this is exactly the number of people that while covering the protest on yesterday, we were able to capture. These are the numbers of people that we were able to capture. And it tells you how uh, it was. These are the numbers of people. These are the lead campaigner for the Enough is Enough stand protests. And again, uh, let me say this, all right? The first thing I want to say about this event is that anything you want to do, you have to be able to plan it properly, have a lot of mobilization, and not just planning it properly, but you should have a cost that people can see and follow. You should have a cost. In as much as you are saying better by one party taking mantle of authority and you finding a way to be able to talk about how uh, they have had different kind of problems coming into the country on their leadership. You should have a genuine cost that people you want to support your event or your initiative, if I may say, should be willing to come and support your initiative. I'm saying this to say that the worry in a lot of people as compared to what Mr. Moba Molu had on July 7 or July 17. Whenever the date was. But I remember July again, we're out there. One of those days in July, July 17, we were out there chasing huge crowds, walking distances just to bring and be able to witness as to how the situation went there. Again, the next one I want to say about this is I don't think a lot of young people will ever be used for no reason. That's exactly. If I goes toward, let me just do this, right? I want to go to this live screen and share the numbers of young people that say what they could say, that say what they could say. The number of young people. Yeah, it tells you that if you're coming out, you should come out for a cost, not just any cost, but it should be a genuine one that people can be able to see and say, "Oh yes, we going out there to protest, and we protesting against the government, and we are going to see some changes after everything." Exactly, exactly how it should be. I'm telling you, Mr. Molu uh, organized the December 17 Enough is Enough. Have few persons joining the initiative, and Again, the police are a huge presence, even though they make it look like we were not too far from Burkina Faso or Mali, one of these African countries. But again, I think, firstly, the police is very, very, professional in handling these kind of situations, and they did extremely well. Extremely well. You know, you will not have angry, you can have angry people and you go right into tussle. So to the point that even me, I felt before these guys could reach at the point of the marching, there was going to be a serious minor situation. In as much we have some situations between the police and these protesters, still to remain peaceful. That's one. Two, I don't know what was the main point of asking to use the grounds of the executive mansion to petition the government when not just the government but the president, when these guys were marching, we saw President Bouaka leaving the grounds of the marshal. His convoy left the grounds of the marshal, and some of them even started booing at the president convoy and chanting, anti-government slogans. That alone should tell you that the president do not have no interest in listening to what you want to say. So why take these people along? Why take these people along? It tells you that the president do not have no interest in what you want to say. So don't take these people along anymore. Let's go back. But I understand you can start an initiative, something you mobilize for close to 5 months and 4 months, 5 months, and all of your energy, your time, and everything. You expect that person to go and say, "Oh, I'm doing it again." So I understand that point. But again, I think Mr. Mulu needs to go back to the drawing board and be able to basically look at things he needs to do right, just in case he wants to mobilize and put people together anytime soon and call for protests. I think a lot of mobilization, a lot of different initiatives should be done. Should be done. A lot of initiatives should be done. A lot should be done because you don't have to. And the police didn't even give these protesting people the chance. They didn't. There was no single chance given for them to even have an access to the mansion as requested by them. We saw some, dramatic cooking and, a whole lot of different dramas were on. Yeah, we saw them basically trying to uh, on the quota. We saw them trying to cook, took the chicken, the fish had skill on and everything, and they said they were cooking. Of course, but again, if we are doing these kind of things, we should be able to be more organized as uh, you. And there's a lot. I just don't want to start talking more. But again, you once supported the CDC. Hmm? Let's start to checkmate, right? You supported the CDC as party chairman. They voted your party into power 2017. Now, some of your colleagues who support you in this protest says um, instead of the government creating 14 extra districts, they should now create factories and industrialize the country for people to be able to work. Good. What did the CDC do in that direction to help people, to help the country, to industrialize the country, bring in more factories that young people will have the job? What did you do, Mr. Molu, as a sitting party chair in a ruling government at the time to be able to help develop our country? Can you be able to explain these things to us? These are questions that Mr. Mulu needed to answer yesterday. I'm not against the protest, but the fact that you want to throw stone at someone, you should be able to throw stone at yourself or look at yourself and say, why am I going to crucify this person? Haven't I done this? This is exactly how the thing is. You're complaining about things that you said the government is doing. But what did your party did? What did the CDC government do when they were in power? What exactly can you point to in terms of helping to create jobs? Not just government. I can say this to most of my colleagues. Creating job is not only in government, where when one president can in creating, you know, agency for tourism, agency for food collection, agency for old people, all of these things don't work. All don't work. If they are working, when people do have disaster situation, they shouldn't be calling on humanitarian organizations where many Liberian and foreign aid and everything. We have disaster management that should take full control of disaster situation. But the money when they go there, those guys eat the money and pay themselves, buy a good car and don't care about what the agency or ministry is about. So you shouldn't be questioning somebody when you were there that you couldn't do the same thing. Mr. Molu failed the people who went to support him in that protest. He failed them. He couldn't execute to read even his petition. He couldn't have grants to the executive mansion as he claimed. When we spoke with him while on his way to the protest, he's like, but of course, we will have access to the mansion. We'll come there, we'll sleep there, you know. And it's festive season. Something that actually puzzled me was somebody needed the back arrest they had. But I think that was a very quick giveaway to some of those guys, who are already supporting the initiative. Yes, we should look at them. We saw protests when the CDC was in power. Of course, yes, we saw that. You know, but again, you cannot move from a political party. You say you resign as party chairman and you go to establish an institution that people should count on for integrity, and you turn that institution to be anti-government, civil society group. Of course, yes. That's how youth turn to be. And let me say this as recommendations that came in from people who students of the University of Liberia who also booing people that went to support the protests of STEM. One recommendation they said, or one thing they recommended was if Mr. Molu can leave the organization as party chairman, someone with integrity that they can trust, they would definitely support initiative when it called for. That was one thing they said. Because you supported the CDC, you serve as party chairman, you was with the CDC for the entire 12 years, 6 years, serving as party chairman when they were in power. and you failed the CDC. And I asked how. He said, because you didn't do what was right for the CDC to be able to win election 2023. As a sitting party chairman, you sat there and allowed the party to lose election. Those are things these people said. And now you organizing protests to speak against the government. How can they believe you? When you were there, you didn't show to them that the CDC could have done better than what this government is doing according to them. According to them. These are our things. Mr. Molu said, the police went at his house as well in a video. I will have to get that video. Yeah. Let me see if I can get the video. He said the police went there and they had to shoot at his house. And, okay. Let me get the eyewitness of Mr. Molu. He was live. I want to get this thing. Yeah. Mr. Mobake Molu. I want for us to be able to witness this video. I want for us to, let me share the screen and play this video quickly. This is what Mr. Molu said. This is exactly. This is from his picture.
So this is an eyewitness account of something terrible that transpired tonight at my residence after the conduct of the lead or leave protest that was held today at the executive mansion. And as a matter of fact, I am speaking from my residence in Congo Town. This is where I stay. So I'm now in a hideout. And this is intended to inform the police that despite the fact that they are seeking to harm protesters, they continue to escalate tension, brutalize citizens, arbitrarily arrest peaceful protesters. And as we speak, we got close to 15 persons now being held against their will, arrested arbitrarily, not for breaking laws, but by simply turning out to peacefully protest. They have been arrested and are in detention at the Liberia National Police Headquarters. So here, when the police came and discharged a firearm without any provocation, they didn't come to arrest anybody. They just drove to the gate, tried to gain forceful entry, and started shooting gun at my residence. So this is the essence of this conversation. I'm now going to give the eyewitness an opportunity to explain exactly what happened tonight at my residence after the lead or leave protest. So you just call your name and you can pick it up from there. So my name is Aaron Mason. I joined the protest today from Bowman County. When we went to the executive mansion after the police tried to brutalize our people, the youth force on us, some of us were able to make our way out of the scene and we ran to Telemolu Hall for rescue. While sitting in the chair, we had a heavy foot of feet sent to the security booth. In the process, they got fire. When he fired, the peacock came with heavy force and came exactly in front of the security booth. Then the single leg of the police vehicle started to blink.
But in the process, the security for this year was enough in the small security put in there. The way he was. And we were sitting in these chairs right there. Sitting in the chair. So when the fighter grew red, we all ran at this. So the security guy went down to he saw the left blinking because there's a heavy gate that locked. We need the spy area. So all of us saw the left blinking. The other security guy ran behind me. Later on, they start forcing this gate to enter. So I said, the security guy, no, we got to go back to properly lock the gate. Because the youth for enter, we know what will happen. We killed the
That is it. Somebody's claiming that, police went in and shot gun at the home of Moba Mulu. Good one. But now if this goes into investigation, I think these guys will have to show picture of the gunshot. Yeah, I think is in as much as you want to create something to gain relevant from yesterday even, you shouldn't put somebody at risk. You're just risking that young man. Even me as a person, as a journalist, from the explanation I feels like yeah, made up story. So again, if we want to have initiative as such, we should literally have a cause, a genuine cause that we think and feel that people will be able to support us. So July 17th, you did excellent. You have people coming out to support. You have people coming out to support. You have people that was ready to support the initiative. But yesterday, absolutely not what we expected. Officer for what? Walking behind STEM protests. That's the job. Yeah, so I'll try to wrap it up. Uh, just tonight we saw basically two concessions agreement, two concession agreements that was being concluded by the House of Senate, the Senate, not House of Senate, and the House of Representatives did theirs. So the Senate concurred with the House of Rep on tonight for two concessions agreement. So the due of the Ivanhoe, which will give them access to use our rail to transport minerals from Guinea, neighboring country Guinea, through Hapo, not Hapo, but Nimba to Buchanan Port. And they have to upgrade our port to making it reach the standard that we have or we want. We also saw the Senate concurring with the House of Rep to the due of the total energies and that making it up to two. They were also looking at the draft national budget tonight, talking more about that bit by bit. Now, no, the Senate and the House of Representatives are going for break, I guess Christmas break. They might return after the new year. And it's something that we are optimistic that these people can just continue making the right decision for our country, not just for their personal self, but for our country and the people of Liberia. We also talk about stand protests, quote unquote, enough is enough, lead or leave. And we saw some little tension where few people got, you know, apprehended and taken to the LMP headquarters, and you know, pending investigation. When the police drew its red line and said that none of those people who went out to protest should be able to cross the line, an order given by their bosses, whatever. And we have few persons that we even saw some of these protesters turning a mini boutique along the Capitol bypass. Of course, yes, we saw that. Yes, we saw that. And for what reason, the individual said on live that he made a statement to those people when they're running away after police released tear gas. He said, now Mobile Malu is gone, highly protected, and you guys are out here. Anything could happen to you. You're not protected. Got them angry and they started to stone his place. So again, our country Liberia is a country that we all want to see the very, very best. And as much as we want to see the best, we need people like Mr. Mobile Mulu and others to come out and speak on ills in society. And I think it's about time that it's not because you create a particular thing, so you have to have A and B at the forefront. If you could listen to some of those things the students said from the University of Liberia, Mr. Mulu, I think it's about time you take a break with Stan, find some people with, that the public can trust. Let me use that and be able to count on for any other situation. Again, thanks to everyone for following the show tonight. It has been a very great pleasure to be on here. Elijah Ricks, followers, Kingsley LeBron says watching. Thanks to all of you guys for coming in. And we appreciate you guys on the program, the Roundtable. My name is William McGill. The next time you hear this, that will be Tuesday, beginning at 10 p.m. Liberia time, or better still, 6 p.m., 5 p.m. the U.S. time. Mr. Abu is unavailable to be on the program, so I'll always be here making my own little contribution in whatever way I can. Madam Julie Pewala, thanks for watching, and she's one of our regular followers. So we'll play you highlight of things that happened yesterday, because we already concluded with the show and just call this a great night.
And so protesters and so the police have given the protesters so they have 36 minutes as protesters to be in the street. They have 36 minutes. It's already 3:26, so they'll be here up to 4 o'clock. And just at 4 o'clock, they will be told to leave the road down. As you can see, the officers are getting ready to clear Mobile Malu and his team. And he said by 4 o'clock they will be clearing the road. The protesters are getting ready. what would be their reply?
Yes.
Somebody buying right now.
You understand? Nana is the free press, 2,500.
So in 30 minutes time, the protesters were being informed that they will have to leave the traffic because they have been here about 2 hours.
It is very possible, very possible to see a president of a receive a t-shirt from protesters, angry, aggrieved protesters, security, one who would have battled you as such because you don't know the intent of the protesters. It's not very difficult.
At 4 o'clock, we are expecting to witness the scene of people moving. And we were instructed why students are coming.
We actually have student has been through.